My name is Daniel Saenz, and I'm going to be talking to you today about my book called Desolation. Some of the big themes in this book are the intersections of nihilism, trauma, broken dreams, cosmic horror, and really the big one, religious fanaticism. I was inspired to write this book because the pandemic led a lot of my future plans to fall apart. My trip to Israel that I had always looked forward to since I was a child was canceled. My dream internship with the IOM in Laos was canceled. It honestly felt like the world was crashing down all around me and everything really was coming to an end. My hopes, my dreams, etc. had all left me and I hadn't accepted it. There were no jobs. There was nothing. And I was just left here, stranded in Washington, D.C., with my family back in Kansas with nothing. So these times were rather turbulent. I was trapped in my mind, ruminating on my place in the universe, and left with past traumas, resentment, and a burning hatred towards everyone and everything. What makes my book unique is its tale about feeling hopeless when the world around you is just crashing. Now, while the post-apocalyptic genre has been done to death, mine comes during a genuine time of crisis. Everyone's aware of COVID. Everyone's aware of isolation and joblessness and really the societal decay that we've seen lately. So mine comes at a time where people aren't just speculating, they're experiencing what they feel as the end of the world. As we know it, the villain is also something beyond anything produced in the horror genre up until now. The way it interacts with the human psyche, I will argue, is quite unique, but I don't want to give away too much. In this book, you'll meet the protagonist, Antonio, an Italian kid from Jersey who wound up becoming an expert black magician, Francisco, a former heroin addict turned world-class chef and TV sensation from Puerto Rico, and Roland, a small-town punk kid who turned his life around and became a worldwide sensation as a rock star and spoken-word artist. All of them have their whole career and all of their accomplishments erased by the collapse of the world order. In terms of an antagonist, the life force is the demonic force that causes people's eyes to bleed and remember their past traumas before bleeding out and dying. The world is set in the year 2040 and human civilization has been brought to its knees by the entity and its cult. Everyone in my story is dealing with the aftermath and really just trying to understand it all and survive to push back through another day. The coolest story I share in this book is the story of the cult members and leaders, because much like you and I, they're going through messed up circumstances that are just leaving them at a loss and a desire to find out what it all means. This leads them into the arms of a malevolent force that treats us like its playthings and is yet to reveal what it wants with us. My hope for this book is for people to realize that they are not alone in what they're feeling. We all feel like our lives are in a bad place. It's totally normal to feel like the sky is falling. Through this book, I also seek to advise people to stay away from easy answers, especially if it seems like it comes from someone with questionable motives or someone of a higher standing. You will love and enjoy this book if you've been affected by the pandemic and all the other baggage that comes along with it. If you're dealing with mental health issues in any way and struggling to find a meaning, this story is for you, because it's a reminder for all of us humans to be humble and embrace our connection, that connection being suffering. My name's Daniel Saenz. My book is about the end of the world, the hopelessness as a result, the desperate ways that we try to cope with it, and how suffering has actually made us closer as a part of the human experience.